For over 9 centuries, the Tower of London has stood as a silent witness to British history, its walls echoing with royal secrets and shadows. Recently, the tower became a poignant site of remembrance, as 30,000 ceramic poppies cascaded from the White Tower to mark the 80th anniversary of Victory in Europe Day. Amidst these tributes, the tower faces new challenges, with UNESCO closely monitoring the impact of nearby skyscraper developments on its World Heritage status, safeguarding its enduring legacy. What if I told you that beneath the glittering crown jewels lies a foundation built on the bones of thousands, where royal blood has literally soaked into ancient stones for nearly a millennium? The Tower of London isn't just a tourist attraction. It's a living testament to humanity's darkest impulses wrapped in the pageantry of power. For over 900 years, this fortress has served as the ultimate symbol of royal authority, where the line between protector and predator has been razor thin, and where the crown's most precious treasures share space with the ghosts of its most heinous crimes. The Norman nightmare begins when William the Conqueror laid the first stones of the White Tower in 1066. He wasn't just building a fortress, he was constructing the ultimate psychological weapon. Rising 90 feet above the Thames, this massive Norman keep was designed to strike terror into the hearts of conquered Londoners. The message was clear: resistance is futile, submission is survival. But here's what most people don't know: the tower was built using a revolutionary technique for its time. The walls, some reaching 15 feet thick at their base, incorporated a double shell construction filled with rubble and mortar, a medieval innovation that made them virtually impregnable. The limestone was imported from Caen in Normandy, the same quarries that built the great cathedrals, creating a fortress that was as much a statement of divine right as military might. The tower's strategic position wasn't accidental. Positioned at the sharp bend of the Thames, it controlled both the river approach to London and the old Roman road system. Any enemy approaching by water would find themselves trapped in a killing field, while the fortress's multiple baileys created a series of deadly traps for land-based assaults. The royal menagerie of death here's a fact that will make your skin crawl. For over 600 years, the tower housed England's royal menagerie, where exotic animals, lions, bears, elephants, and even polar bears, were kept in conditions so horrific that their suffering became a form of entertainment for the nobility. The menagerie began in the 13th century when Holy Roman Emperor Frederick II gifted 3 leopards to Henry III. But it was the polar bear, received from Norway around 1252, that captured the public imagination. This magnificent creature was kept on a long chain that allowed it to fish in the Thames, a daily spectacle that drew crowds of gawking Londoners. The bear's keeper received a daily allowance to feed it, but when funds ran short, the animal was expected to catch its own dinner from the polluted river. The lions were even more tragic. Kept in the Lion Tower, they became symbols of royal power, their roars echoing across London as a constant reminder of the king's dominance over both man and beast. When these magnificent creatures died, often from neglect, poor diet, or the brutal London climate, their deaths were seen as omens of royal misfortune. Medieval architecture, beauty built on brutality. The tower's architecture tells a story of evolving paranoia. Each successive monarch added their own defensive innovations, creating a labyrinthine complex of walls within walls, towers within towers. The Bloody Tower, completed in the 1280s, featured revolutionary portcullis mechanisms that could trap enemies in a stone coffin, while murder holes in the ceiling allowed defenders to rain down boiling oil, molten lead, or quicklime. The medieval builders incorporated psychological warfare into every stone. The approach to the main entrance forces visitors through a series of right-hand turns, deliberately disorienting attackers while giving defenders multiple opportunities to strike. The famous Traitor's Gate, through which condemned prisoners entered by boat, was positioned so that the last thing they would see was the execution site on Tower Hill. But perhaps the most ingenious feature was the tower's water defenses. The medieval Thames was far wider and shallower than today, and the tower's designers created a sophisticated system of water-filled moats, tidal mills, and floodgates that could turn the entire eastern approach into an impassable swamp within hours. The Beefeaters, guards of secrets, the yeoman warders, the famous Beefeaters, aren't just colorful tour guides in Tudor costume. They're the inheritors of a 500-year tradition of secrecy, loyalty, and intimate knowledge of royal scandals that could topple governments. Created by Henry VII in 1485, the yeoman warders were initially the king's personal bodyguards, men who had proven their loyalty in battle and their discretion in court. Their nickname, Beefeaters, likely derives from their privileged position at court, where they were allowed to eat as much beef as they wanted from the king's table, a luxury beyond imagination for common soldiers. Today's Beefeaters must have served at least 22 years in the British Armed Forces and achieved the rank of warrant officer or above. They live within the Tower's walls with their families, creating a unique community where medieval traditions blend with modern life. Their midnight patrols, the ceremony of the keys, has been performed every night for over 700 years, making it the world's oldest military ceremony still in daily operation. But here's the chilling part: the Beefeaters have always been the Tower's ultimate secret keepers. They've witnessed executions, torture, mysterious disappearances, and royal scandals. Their code of silence is legendary, and many have taken earth-shattering secrets to their graves. Crown jewels, treasures forged in blood. The crown jewels represent the ultimate paradox of power, objects of breathtaking beauty created through centuries of violence, theft, and exploitation. The collection, worth an estimated £20 billion, includes some of the most legendary gemstones in human history, each with a story that reads like a thriller novel. The Koh-i-Noor diamond, now set in the Queen Mother's crown, was literally carved from the skull of a defeated Indian prince. Legend holds that it brings misfortune to any man who wears it, which is why it has only adorned the crowns of queens for the past 150 years. The stone's journey from India to London involved multiple murders, betrayals, and wars that cost hundreds of thousands of lives. The imperial state crown contains the Black Prince's ruby, which isn't actually a ruby but a spinel, worn by Henry V at the Battle of Agincourt. This stone has witnessed more royal violence than any other gem in the collection, having been present at multiple executions, battles, and coronations where blood was literally spilled in its presence. The Princes in the Tower, history's greatest cold case. In 1483, two young princes entered the Tower of London and were never seen again. Their disappearance remains one of history's most compelling unsolved mysteries, but recent archaeological discoveries suggest the truth may be far more disturbing than anyone imagined. Edward V, aged 12, and his brother Richard, Duke of York, aged 9, were sent to the Tower by their uncle, the future Richard III, ostensibly for their own protection during a succession crisis. But as weeks turned to months, their public appearances ceased entirely. By autumn 1483, they had vanished completely. In 1674, workmen renovating the tower discovered a wooden box containing the skeletons of two children beneath a staircase in the White Tower. The bones were examined by royal physicians who concluded they belonged to children of the appropriate ages. Charles II ordered them interred in Westminster Abbey, where they remain today. Modern forensic analysis of the bones has been repeatedly requested but denied by the Church of England, fueling conspiracy theories that range from accidental death to systematic murder by various royal claimants. Some historians now believe the princes may have been killed not by Richard III, but by Henry Tudor, later Henry VII, after his victory at Bosworth Field, eliminating potential rival claimants to strengthen his own tenuous claim to the throne. The Tower's bloody legacy lives on today. The Tower of London attracts over 3 million visitors annually, but most leave without understanding the true horror of what they've witnessed. Beneath the sanitized tourist experience lies a fortress where an estimated 22 people were executed within its walls, thousands more were tortured in its dungeons, and entire noble families were systematically eliminated to secure royal power. The tower's ravens, according to legend, must never leave or the kingdom will fall. This superstition dates back to Charles II, but it reflects a deeper truth. The Tower of London is the dark heart of British royal power, a place where the monarchy's legitimacy has always rested on its willingness to destroy anyone who threatens it. The next time you see the Tower of London's pristine tourist photos on social media, remember this: you're looking at history's most successful crime scene, where 900 years of royal murders have been sanitized into a family-friendly attraction. Every selfie with the crown jewels is literally a photo op with blood diamonds, and the smiling beefeaters are the inheritors of secrets dark enough to topple governments. But hey, at least the gift shop has great souvenirs.